And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First down, Golden. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Golden. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Ohio!
Back to throw. Golden. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
To throw on second down. Golden. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they work this out past the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a
different story.
long night.
Looking to throw on second down. Golden. Throw left side, complete to Cup. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle it, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. They'll try and sneak it here. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They run with Cunningham. They find some open field here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
To throw on second down. Golden. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They're on the march, but facing a third down here.
Flex round! Flex round! Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Ohio! Ohio!
From the gun, Golden. Open there, right side is Cup, complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we would be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
A gain of 3, second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Back to throw now on first down. And his pass incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Gun! 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 Hurry up, here we go! Blue, landed!
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Cunningham. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. To throw on 3rd down. Golden. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Flex round! Flex round!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Golden. Left side caught by Diggs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Here's Ryan Allen now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. More from Minneapolis after this. This is taken around the 12. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now back to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tressway now, as he's on to punt for Washington. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And now out comes Minnesota. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Golden. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Looking to throw. Golden. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Now let's go.
Here's a give to Fournette. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Fournette on the counter. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Redskins on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Now let's go. Boo, line it.
On play action, they'll throw. On the crossing route, complete. It's Richardson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Redskins who have the lead here. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Gun, 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 gun. Gun, 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 gun.
Looking to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 78 yards. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Back to the air on second down. Coleman. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On third down, Golden. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early. You are so correct. And what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now, but later when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. A handoff to Fournette. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now. He'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down. Running left, it's Fournette. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw here. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks. Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid? No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price. Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they? 15 cents. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They go with Cunningham. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. Off-play action. Golden. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. To throw on third down. Golden. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cunningham. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
To throw again. Golden. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, that's Cunningham. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Let's go!
Operating from the gun. Golden. And he lost the football. Into the Redskins. How did they do?
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
They begin with a run by Fournette. Fournette fighting through.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
9 yards on the play and a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
3-19! 3-19! Over! Back 99 Philly, here we go! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Here we go now.
They go play action here on first down. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
Throwing to start the drive. Golden. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Ohio!
From the gun, Golden. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
What? 90.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Potter. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Ohio! Flex round!
Throwing on first down. Golden finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Buying time to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Come on, let's go! What? 90! What? 90!
Throwing again. Golden. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the gun on third down. Golden. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, what a juke into space. Touchdown, Washington. Tyler Lockett with what they'll score a 106-yard return. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And now out comes Minnesota. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here we go. White 90. White 90.
To throw on 2nd down. Golden. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Jonathan Allen. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been stymied left and right. Converted only one time. This is 3rd and 16. Back to throw. Golden. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Jonathan Allen in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The pitch to Fournette. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away to his left. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go.
Now Leonard Fournette. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Washington, the train just keeps rolling 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get